Wow, what an honor it is to be standing in this room at the 2013-2014 Glenn Howell Distinguished Educator of the Year for Leon County. It's a far cry from where I started almost 12 years ago. I was fresh out of undergrad at Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, 22 years old, 125 pounds soaking wet, and that was before the metabolism started kicking in. And I was just hired on at Kate Sullivan Elementary School. I'm excited, ready to rock and roll. The first meeting is parent orientation. 3 or 4 parents walk into the room. I'm dressed up in my shirt and tie. You know, I made swag before swag was even invented. And the 4th parent that walks into the room, she looks around as if something is going on, and she says, "Where's the teacher?" And I say, how you doing, ma'am? I'm Mr. Clayton, the teacher. She says, "No, you're not. Baby, you too young." I knew we were in for a long haul, but needless to say, after that year, I was her favorite. To the Leon County School Board, District Superintendent, Mr. Jackie Pond, the Leon County School Board, and all district administrators, thank you for working tirelessly to assure that our district is one of excellence, integrity, and diversity. Thank you for all you do for allowing me to be a part of this A+ district. More importantly, I would like to pay homage to the late Devin Glenn and Aquilina Howell for the legacy you've left us with. It is their shoulders we stand on as we continue the work they dedicated their lives to. No successful educator can do this journey alone, so I'd like to take a moment to thank a few people who, if it were not for them supporting me and guiding me along the way, I wouldn't be on this stage tonight receiving this incredible award. I share this award with my #1 cheerleader, my best friend, my ace in the hole, my amazing wife, Miss Natalie Clayton. Thank you for always encouraging me to be the best me that there is. To my sister and brother-in-law and all of my Tallahassee family, to my family who traveled to be here from Jacksonville, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Okinawa, Japan, Buffalo, New York, and my New Hope, New Faith Church family, I love you all dearly, and thank you. I would like to give a quick Eagle shout-out to my Bond Elementary School family, home of the Soaring Eagles under the leadership of proud principal, Mrs. Brandy Tyler McIntosh, and her leadership team. I also like to thank my former principal, Miss Regina Browning, current principal of Adult Community Education. Thank you to my Kate Sullivan Crocodile family under the leadership of Mrs. Pam Stevens. And to Dr. Kathleen Rogers, my first principal, who looked beneath the surface of my baby face, my untraditional resume, and saw the best in me and gave me an opportunity to do what I do best, and that's teach. To each of you that I've mentioned, thank you for all that you have taught me and for believing in Mr. Clayton. I am because we are. I am humbled to have been selected for such a prestigious award, and as I reflected on the entire process, I looked up the definition distinguished. Those are some high standards. Distinguished means marked by excellence, or having the air of distinction, which in turn means the recognition of differences. Growing up, my story wasn't all that distinct or distinguishable from many children in our country today. Like me, 15 million U.S. children, or 1 in 3, live without a father. While my mother was an amazing woman, at the age of 12, she could no longer be my primary caretaker. I was fortunate enough to have my mother nearly because 5 million children in our country live without a mother. I had a lot to be unhappy about. I had many legitimate reasons to be angry and resentful, as I'm sure many of you in this room do today as well. And when I look at the world we live in, one that is focused on me and it would have been easy to feel sorry for myself or let the hurts of my past be an excuse for anger or for giving up. but as one of my brilliant aunties said, who played an absolutely invaluable part in raising me, there is no place on the job application to check off if I had a hard life. So instead of focusing on me, I came to realize that it wasn't my circumstances that would distinguish me, but developing distinct perspective on how to take what I have been through and use it to help them, the students. For example, as I embark on my career in education and interact with different students, parents, colleagues, and school communities, I ultimately found out that nothing that I had experienced was about me. Growing up without a father wasn't a slight in life, but a bridge to understanding my students beyond the surface. What makes them tick? What do they need? How they learn, and how I would love them. This is also why I became a foster parent, and to date has had the unique experience of caring for 7 children who for various reasons couldn't be with their biological mother or father. I stood in the gap and was able to be the father figure I never had. It isn't about me, it's always about others. I chose to look at my experiences to help my students move past their hurts and focus on their strength and build self-confidence necessary for success. When I was first hired in the district, my application was not typical. I didn't have a degree in education, but psychology. I didn't do a classroom internship, but a daring administrator took a chance on me. And honestly, it was hard at first, gaining the respect of my fellow educators to prove myself, but now I realize it wasn't about me. It was to teach me the grace of not prejudging students based on their IEPs, their language barriers, or the number of behavior referrals that they've had, but instead learn how to help them see that their aptitude is not defined by their past and see that their distinctions must be a springboard for success. Because after all, as we see tonight, being distinguished is honorable. So the message I want to encourage all educators in the room to remember tonight is that what we do each day in school isn't about me or us. It's about them. Our students, our parents, our community, all stakeholders. I believe that this concept is in the heart of all true educators, for it must be, or we wouldn't be sitting here tonight. No teacher that I've ever met said that they went into this profession for the money. We certainly don't do this job for the cash bonuses, the plush working condition, the luxurious company cars we get to use, or the high praises in Time magazine. But in those moments when we have to remind ourselves, while we didn't get the perks that other professionals do, there is no better reward than receiving a letter from a challenged student you taught 5 years ago who had been accepted to a 4-year university. What can compare to the smile on a child's face when they go from a level 1 to a level 3 on the FCAT in 1 year? Can there be anything better than running into a former student in the grocery store who has made the decision to be a teacher because of the impact that you had on their life in 6th grade? It's truly about them, the students that we have made a commitment to. Even beyond the students we serve today, it's about their children and their grandchildren. It's about breaking generational curses. It's about opening their minds to what they can do. It's about our community as a whole. We don't do this because of us, but for them. Allow me to leave you with this final example tonight. Just this year, I have been personally reminded that my work is not about me. On September 2nd of 2013, my mother was murdered. When I returned to school 2 weeks later, I was asked by my administration to move from room 511 to room 308, to go from teaching 3rd grade to 4th grade, to teach reading instead of math. Needless to say, this was a tough move, but it was what was needed. As I was getting to know my new 4th grade class, I realized one of my students was having some serious behavior problems. I was concerned, so I took time to establish a rapport with him, and he began to tell me what was really going on. Come to find out, his father was murdered 3 days after my mother. At that moment, it all made sense. The recent events in my life weren't at all about me. but gave me the opportunity to help him. I was able to share my story with him, have an understanding of his pain of tragically losing a parent. Today, he is an AB Honor Roll student, a model citizen, and consistently meets his AR goal. I absolutely love this kid, and I'm proud to say that I invited him here tonight as my special guest to sharing this award with me. And to that young man, I want to say thank you for being a reminder to me that it's not about us, it's always about them. Good night, and thank you.